Be picky with who you share like your dreams, your goals, your aspirations with, because you know, sometimes they'll make you be afraid to chase after your dreams and follow your purpose. I was really making moves in silence. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a cool minute since I posted a video, but so much has happened, and I was literally getting ready to record this video and I was just like, wow, like so much has changed in my life, and you guys really don't know much about it except if you like follow me on Instagram, and even then like you don't know like the background, because like when I say I sat here and made moves in silence, like silence, I was really making moves in silence. Okay, Sphinx, can you not? Sphinx, like, come on now. Would you like to say hey? Another life change is that I found this lost cat and adopted him, and his name is Sphinx. Why are you so whitewashed? Before we get into this video, make sure you do those 4 important things. Make sure you like this video, hit the subscription button, the notification bar, and share this with somebody you think would enjoy this video. And let's get straight to it. So first, I want to give you an update on like all the accomplishments, all the changes that had happened in my life. But then 2, I want to talk about like my vision board and how I accomplished everything like I set out to do, and I really manifested everything whether I intended to or not. And 3, I'm going to talk to you about what my future plans are. But in some of my older videos, you guys seen that like I had created my own like digital planner off of Keynote. Sphinx, can you take your butt? Yeah. Stop it, sir. Thank you. In 2020, I had a lot of goals, and COVID just really messed everything up in March. And so I had planned out like this whole vision I had in my head of like everything I wanted to accomplish. And then COVID was just like, no. But I've become really big on like manifesting and law of attraction and like really just speaking things into existence, because like when you start like believing in yourself with complete reassurance that you can accomplish that goal, that's like when things are like unstoppable and you can like accomplish everything you set out to do. And that's really what I did when I made like my vision boards and stuff. You know, things were a little hectic. You know, some of the stuff that I put in my 2020 vision board didn't like happen, but I knew I was still gonna get those things. It just might not have been in that specific time because it wasn't meant for me at that time. And I feel like 2020 was like the time where I put in like a lot of the work to accomplish the goals and doing the research and trying to figure out how I was gonna obtain those goals. And then like 2021 was where I really just kind of reaped the benefits of the work I did. And I did a lot of the work in 2021 as well. It just seemed like everything was just coming by and I was accomplishing things like so quickly. When I made this vision board, there were like several things that I wanted to accomplish within the year. And so one of those things was working at Ulta, and it was just a part of like how I saw my like lifelong goal and becoming an entrepreneur, starting my own cosmetic line. That was just what I seen for my future. So after making my vision boards, I started knocking off things to try to put things in order to accomplish that goal. I made this plan in January, and March, I had actually landed my job at Ulta, which you guys had seen that video. Then the pandemic happened. And so this is where you're starting to get caught up into a little bit of what happened to my life. A bunch of schools were shutting down based off of how other countries were handling the pandemic, the Trump administration, how he was handling the pandemic in the US, and what protocols they were going to follow. So my school, Alabama State University, decided to shut down and forced like all of our students to go home. And so that meant me working 2 weeks at my new job, I had to leave. And so I stopped working there. And my boss, she was very, very sweet, and I could have gotten my job back, but things ended up changing once I got back to school. I get home and dealing with this crisis and stuff, I start trying to figure out like, okay, what do I do now? And so I actually started taking summer classes to ensure that I could graduate on time. And the other thing I started battling with was making the cheer team. And that was something else that I had put on my vision board. And I actually didn't put it on my vision board until much later after the pandemic, because literally that was not in my mindset like at all of something that I wanted to do. But I remember like during the like school year, I kind of missed being a cheerleader because that was like the first year that I had cheered, which is kind of crazy because you guys never seen like cheer videos and stuff, even though I've cheered like almost all my life. And then I started making lists of the goals and the things I needed to accomplish in order to make the cheer team and the other goals that I had planned. And so I started knocking things out, and basically what happened is there was like a video tryout for that season. And literally I was talking to my mom about, you know, that situation. I was like, should I really try out? Like, is it worth it? Like, does it make sense? Like, I could have a job. Maybe I need to just kind of like give up on cheer. Like, doesn't matter. And she was just like, no, if you want to cheer, like, cheer. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it just so I can say I didn't regret any decision of I should have done this, I could have done that, instead of just doing it. And so that's what I did. I literally just sat, figured out what I needed to do to make the team, and started working on my skills to make the team. I submitted my video kind of thinking like, not even gonna make the team, like, it's funny. We're sitting on the video and the coach asked us, so how would you feel if you were an ASU cheerleader? And I'm just sitting here really thinking that like, this is an interview question. I'm thinking like business, like what's the best way to answer this question? Everybody's like excited, cheering, and I'm just like, don't play with me, because like, I mean, if you're not really gonna put me on the team, I'm not gonna get excited about it. Like, I'm excited, but don't play with me. Like, it's not cute. So I'm still inquiring about how I'm going to answer the question. Then it dawns on me like, bro, I just made the team. I just made the team. Crap, I just made the team. Like,
were you got in the shower?
I believe the witness has made it clear that she was in the shower.
Then I had to deal with the reality of like, okay, I'm on the team, so I gotta be working and do all the stuff that comes with being like a cheerleader again. And so those were some of the things that I went after, and I continued to just work on my skills and do the things I needed to do to be a cheerleader. That was just kind of like one of the like first things that kind of created this like basically snowball effect to all the goals that I had for the year. And one of the things with COVID is it just kind of dragged on so many things for the semester. And another thing with COVID is the school ran out of housing. And I talked a little bit about that for my apartment vlog, where I talked to you guys about me getting an apartment. And so that was the next thing that made things a little bit easier. That was just a major blessing. And that was one of the things that was on my vision board. And I had talked to my mom, and she was like, you're not getting an apartment. Like, it's too expensive and it doesn't make sense. And literally in the back of my head, I was just like, I want an apartment. I'm gonna figure out what I gotta do, but eventually I'm gonna get an apartment. Even if it's not, you know, as soon as I want to, I'm getting an apartment. And I don't know how, like, mountains were moved and God was just really just on my side. And I got that apartment, and I still to this day, I was like, how did things happen just for me to accomplish that? It starts, cheer season's kind of being dragged on because, you know, with the pandemic, there was protocols that the school had to follow. So constantly talking to the coach, we're just like, okay, we're starting practice, we're not starting practice. We're starting practice, we're not starting practice. So in that time, I really could have been working a job if I would have known like, hey, you're not gonna be like working right now. So I really just took the time to just focus on summer school and do cheer stuff and focus on the other things that pertain to me getting a degree. So that's why I didn't end up working. There's lots of things that happened in that first semester. So I started meeting some of my teammates, working on learning the cheers, the style of like the cheer team and stuff like that. And then I got into my classes. I think I had like a full 18 credit course load that first semester. And then I got through my birthday. I'm bald headed. Let me get my wig. Beach. And and that was fun. I started like a whole vlog and never posted it, as well as like a first day of school vlog. There were just so many videos that like I had started and intended to post, but because I was just so busy, they never got posted. And that's what started this trend of procrastination, just because like my priorities and like everything kind of like shifted, because my goal was like, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to get this goal, and that just, it wasn't a priority for me at the time. Fast forward a couple months into the semester, I got a 3.8 GPA. And I was so proud of myself, because I was like, I don't know how I just did this, because that first semester, it was just stressful, way too many classes. Same story for the second semester. So really, it was just like how many classes I had that was just like so frustrating, and I really wouldn't recommend, don't get a bunch of classes if you don't need to, especially in college, and especially if they're hard classes. So second semester is when we finally actually started to do like games and different things like that actually as cheer, because like the whole first semester I was like, we're not even gonna have a season. They keep talking about it, but I don't think it's gonna happen the way COVID is just, yeah. But it was also, it had to do with how the school was handling the protocols, because they was really taking everything serious. And so a lot of my classes were also online. I didn't mention that, but they were all online. So I honestly started just doing all my like homework at home, because I kind of hated being in the library because it was stuffy. There were like different sections that they had spaced out to the library, and you had to wear a mask at all times, and it can kind of like give you a headache and stuff, and it's kind of hard to spend a long time just with a mask on all day. And so that's why I kind of just preferred to be alone in my apartment. I don't have to worry about being around a bunch of people, and I can just relax and be able to do my work as I needed to. Well, come second semester in February, I became a member of H.E.R Phi Leader. So H.E.R Phi Leader is a cheerleading organization that was started at Grambling State University and then later chartered at my school, Alabama State University. And so that was one other thing that I was able to accomplish, but that wasn't necessarily like a huge goal of mine. It really wasn't on my plan, but I'm very grateful for my sister and the experience that I gained from being a part of that organization. Moving past that, I continued out the season and I began working on becoming a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So that is some new tea. I am officially a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Now this is something that like I've wanted for so long. I just obviously never talked to anybody about it. And I honestly didn't think that I was gonna be able to do it this semester. I was thinking I might have had to wait till grad chapter. I was actually able to accomplish that goal this year. And becoming a part of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated was just like a huge goal for me. It's something that I wanted to do for a long time, and you know, I want to allow my lifelong goals for my career to really align with the goals that I have within the organization to like help not only like propel my career, but help kind of ground me and fulfill me with different like things with community service and things that I have planned for myself. I'm just so grateful for my sisters because we're all like so supporting, so loving of each other, and you know, I can't wait to see like what we're able to do and grow into as we grow older and have more time within the organization. After making it through that process, then my next focus was literally just school. That was like the only thing that I really cared about, and so I began making sure that I was doing everything I could to graduate. But my professors were really trying me. Like, they were making my life so stressful. They wanted to assign so many assignments. I wanted to die. But I was able to get through it, and all these stupid assignments that I had to do, I had like several 10-page papers and group projects. I had like two really big group projects, and I think one was like 50. Well, second semester I was also taking 7 classes, but they weren't like, I think it was like 17 credit hours because I had a couple you know, 1 credit hour classes that I needed to take in order to graduate that had nothing to do with my major. But I needed to take this CIS class, and then I had to take golf because it was required for my major to graduate, but had nothing to do with my actual major. And most schools are really just like that. And so that was my main focus, is just getting through the season, being a cheerleader, becoming a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and then graduating with honors. And I was shook because like almost every day I was like, I'm about to drop out. I'm going to drop out and I'm going to be a stripper. Okay, let me stop. Let me chill. But I was just, I can't do this. And I was able to finish my classes and I did really well. Literally just me being melodramatic because, you know, that's what I do. I ended up graduating magna cum laude and I was shook. Yeah, so that was literally the next thing is I graduated. And so those are some of the videos that you're going to see coming up soon. Because like talking about it, it seems so simple. But like my life was so stressful. You guys kind of just see like the outside perspective and not like what I had to go through to get it. Especially because, you know, it's important to keep things private. But the next thing is I was able to graduate from my university magna cum laude, and I graduated at 21 years old, which is like really young. Those are kind of like the smaller things. I think this was like a big milestone for me. But now that I'm done with school, I kind of wanted to take like a step back. I feel like with school, I've just always been the kind of person who's like checkboxing. What I mean by that is just like, I just always had these goals and these tasks that I was always trying to like reach. And it was either because this is what I thought I was supposed to do, what other people wanted from me, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do and what makes me happy. And I know like makeup, I've discovered that's something that's really important to me. It's something I'm passionate about and something that I love to do. And a lot of the things that I had put on my goals just were things I was supposed to do. And you know, now that I'm graduated, I wanted to take some time to really just relax because I had pushed myself way past my limit. I'm doing the normal college student thing, you know, pulling all-nighters, sacrificing your mental and, you know, physical, emotional health to pursue your education and get those classes done because you have way too many assignments and you still want to go to the different social events, you still want to go to the parties, and really just trying to balance all those things. So something has to give, and sometimes that tends to be sleep. Sometimes that tends to be, you know, your mental health because you're stressed out. So I can take care of myself later because this assignment needs to get done today. It was just a little bit of that because I did have like an overload of classes because I was trying to make sure I graduated on time despite being a transfer student, which could have stopped me easily from being able to graduate on time, which it low-key almost did. But now that I'm done, it was literally just like, when I first graduated, I kept saying like, yeah, I'm a senior, I'm graduating, but like, it never really hit me until like the end when I'm looking at my degree, like, I graduated. I just did this, like, it literally, even talking to like all my friends who graduated as well, like it does not feel real. Like, I just did it, I ain't got nothing to do, I ain't got nowhere to be, like that's it. The next thing that I was met with was just dealing with kind of like feeling like a disappointment or feeling like I wasn't good enough just because I'm comparing myself to my peers around me who are doing better things and getting these amazing jobs, even though I knew that wasn't the path for me. Me being an entrepreneur, I really didn't need a degree to accomplish that goal, but my education was important to me and I wanted to take time to step back and be able to breathe and relax and not just step into like, you know, the next big role and really just kind of fill the gaps that I felt like I needed in order to be a more successful entrepreneur later. Because I've always done cheer and the other activities to where I didn't have time to really work a job, and so I wanted to take the time to really just slow down and just be normal, to breathe, find the things that actually make me happy, and also just try to work, you know, a normal retail job to give me more experience in the makeup industry, talking to customers with what they want in the makeup industry, more than just what my small like perspective is beauty wise, because I have my staple products and the things that I know about beauty, but I want to step into like different genres of makeup, which is something that like I've started to do, and branch out into even things like fashion and different things that I wouldn't normally choose to do that are in my comfort zone. And so really that's what my main focus now that I'm done with school is, as I've started working at Ulta again, and to give me more of that retail experience as I look for a more permanent job that fits my personality, what I want to do, what I'm passionate about, and just makes sense, as well as, you know, kind of working on launching my own cosmetic line and stuff like that. So right now I'm just kind of ready to live in a little bit of discomfort, because I'm always the planner. I'm always the someone who has everything in a perfect list of what to do next and what's my next goal, how am I gonna achieve it. So now it's just like a breath of fresh air to really just like sit and stop, because I know for the first like couple weeks after I graduated, I was so lazy. I did not do not a single thing. I just wanted a break, because even up to the last day of school, I was still turning in assignments because my professors had assigned like so much, like so much. I really just needed that break. But, you know, I did the essentials of like things that I had to do, but if I didn't have to, I didn't feel like it, I would procrastinate until I absolutely had to get up and do something. And so now I'm kind of coming out of that like feeling and trying to get back into posting more content and figuring out those things, like I said, what's gonna make me happy, what am I gonna do next, and figuring out like, you know, how to grow into a better and stronger woman that I've already grown into, because I've overcome like a lot of things, especially that I like to keep things private, because one of the things, like I said, it's better to move in silence, just because when you talk too much about your goals, sometimes people can poison those ideas and cast doubt that you really don't need. Definitely listen still to people and get like constructive criticism to help you grow. At the same time, be picky with who you share like your dreams, your goals, your aspirations with, because, you know, sometimes they'll make you be afraid to chase after your dreams and follow your purpose. That's something I've kind of had to figure out, you know, the hard way. And I think, you know, once I actually really followed that path and was comfortable with, you know, things that made me uncomfortable and things that were out of my comfort zone, that's when I was really able to dig deep and do the work and accomplish everything I set out on my vision board. And literally, I'm so proud of myself for everything that I did. And I'm not even gonna say I'm not trying to brag or anything, because this is something that is worth bragging about. I hate, like, you know, seeing people knock people down on like social media and YouTube just because they want to talk about the things that they have and the things that they've accomplished. Like, people are allowed to be happy with what they do and what they've accomplished. Like, you need to cheer people on for those things, and there's nothing wrong with being happy about those things. And so really now it's just kind of like figuring out what's best for me. I feel like that's really big and generic, and it sounds like I don't have a plan for my life, but I mean, I guess I don't. Not really. And it's really because I don't really want one. That's crazy coming from me, because I'm always the someone who has to have a plan, and I'm really just kind of happy with that. I'm hoping that, you know, even though I'm feeling a little uncomfortable with, you know, the route that I chose, I feel like it's really gonna end up paying off in the long run, because this situation is really only temporary, and it's going to allow me to get to the next step that I'm trying to achieve. So I know how to run my business in the best way, because I'm not trying to be like any other brand and get there faster. I want my company to be strong and last for a long time and have the impact socially that I'm expecting it to. I don't want to talk too much about my business because, like I said, I need to still move in silence, but I think there's like a lot of good things in store, and hopefully I can edit this because my mind's like literally everywhere about this video and I feel like it's gonna be super long. But yeah, so if there's any questions about like my life update, leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer those questions, because if you've been on my channel before, you know I respond to every single last one of my comments. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the new videos that I have to come, and stay tuned for the graduation videos to catch you guys up in my life and how it's changed since then. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you do those 4 important things. Make sure you like this video, hit the subscription button, the notification bar, and share this with somebody you think would enjoy this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.